Welcome to Tarot and Chill. My name's Nisha, and this is a pick a card reading to find out what secrets are ready to be revealed to you. I've got 6 groups for you to choose from today. Group 1 is the piece of yellow topaz. Group 2 is the jade. Group 3 is the moonstone. Group 4 is some quartz. Group 5 is some kunzite. And group 6 is some amethyst. Please pause the video now if you need to take a moment to make your choice. Otherwise I'll see you in your reading. All the timestamps will be in the description box. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And thank you so much to everyone who's already subscribed, booked readings with me, donated, liked my videos, and left me lovely comments. I'm so grateful for you guys. See you in your reading. This reading is for you if you chose the yellow topaz. Let's see what cards you have. First of all, you have a song, and your song is Kate Renada, Worst in Me featuring Tinashe. You make me a mess of, never meant to love you so, no. Play with my emotions, falling for you don't make no sense. Never could have cried so easily. You always get away with everything. I can't believe that I let you in once again and again and again. Oh, no, no. Every time I fuck, fight, we scream all night. I thought it was. This ain't how it's supposed to be. From the in-between tarot, you have the Ten of Wands. And the Page of Cups. From the Golden Universal Tarot, you have the Two of Swords. And the Ace of Wands. From the Urban Tarot, you have the Chariot. From the Neo Tarot, you have the Hanged Woman. And the Queen of Wands. And then from the Shamanic Healing Oracle, you have New Beginnings. Very interesting, guys. It does feel like there is a new beginning coming to you guys, and it feels like there's something being kind of lit up in your life. It's like a match that's lit. I mean, this Ten of Wands is kind of in between the 10 and the Ace, and then you have the Ace. So it's like this big match in the sky gets lit, and then this opportunity gets handed to you. But it does feel like there's going to be some difficulty in making this new beginning happen, and it seems like there's a relationship, or maybe a lot of relationships. Like some of you guys might have a lot of people who are very bad influences, with worst in me here, like people who bring out the worst in you around you. And the new beginning might be you kind of, I feel like kind of lighting up your current situation. Like there's a lot of just burning in the background. And then this little child's holding this doll in a way that makes me feel like maybe, for some of you guys, I feel like maybe your partner's like playing with you, or maybe there's other people around who are just kind of fake, or I don't know, like players, just not very genuine kind of people to have around, especially with the Queen of Wands reversed. Especially female friends, women in your life, I feel like they're just not very good. They're very spiteful, very selfish. They don't really have any ambition. They don't have any passion. They don't have any goals. They don't have any dreams. They could be male as well, just as easily, but I feel like for a lot of you it's female friends. And then for some of you guys, I feel like you're with a partner who brings out the worst in you and makes you come off your balance, I feel like, with the Hanged Woman and then the Queen of Wands reversed, like the Queen is reversed. Especially if you're a feminine, I feel like you have a partner who maybe puts you in a negative space of mind, is what I'm feeling. And I feel like you will be lighting this up and kind of changing things. After a while, it will take a while, there'll be like a long period before the change. But for a lot of you, I do feel like it's fake friends, and I feel like these friends gossip. And they might get you stuck into kind of situations that you don't want to be in, these kind of people. And with the Ten of Wands and the Ace of Wands being here, it does feel like it's time for a completion. Especially with new beginnings. And some of you guys, I do feel like it could be work related as well. Like maybe your job brings out the worst in you. Maybe it's not friends or a partner, but it's your job. Maybe for some of you guys, it's all of those things. I do feel that for someone at least, it's your partner, and maybe you keep letting them back in. Maybe you leave and then maybe you don't feel like good without them, so you let them back in. And it makes you feel off balance to be without them, makes you feel off balance to be with them. And it seems like it's time for a new beginning where you're on your own. And then same thing with friends. I feel like you might be afraid to kind of stand out. I feel like you might be lacking in the confidence to kind of step away from these people. And you might be just kind of hanging out and staying. And you might be having all these ideas, wanting to go, but just feel kind of stuck there. And not have the confidence to get up and go. And I do feel like you guys have this opportunity to make a new beginning, but it might be that currently you can't see it and you've got your eyes closed to it, and I feel like you're not looking at it. Especially with the Page of Cups here, like, it's very interesting that there's fire in the background of the Page of Cups and then so much fire in this reading. And I kind of feel like for some of you guys, maybe you're kind of like missing out on love. Maybe due to anger, maybe due to too much passion. Some of you guys, maybe you're disloyal and unfaithful, and maybe your partner feels like this. Like you're playing with their emotions, playing with them. And maybe that relationship's not going well as a result. And it feels like maybe that's due to having so many other people. In which case, it feels like it's time to kind of... Really, I feel like it's just a lack of confidence that kind of keeps you around these people. Whoever it is, whether it's a partner or whether it's friends or if it's a job, I feel like your lack of confidence is what's keeping you stuck and keeping you from making the decision. For some of you guys, if it is you who's kind of playing with someone, you might have maybe two options. And it feels like maybe one is just lust and one is love. And it feels like if you don't make a decision, you'll kind of just be stuck with the worst thing. It feels like love's kind of... I feel like love's kind of lit a match in everything. And maybe that's a good thing for some of you guys. Maybe that's going to help you to get out of a bad situation. And to kind of take control of things and conquer things in your life. But for some of you guys, I feel like maybe there's a relationship collapsing. And maybe it feels really bad. And maybe you're kind of closing your eyes to things that you should look at. Maybe you feel like your partner does make you a mess. And they just play with you. And it doesn't even make sense to be with them because they're like not a good influence on you even. Bad for you. Bring out a bad side in you. and the relationship's not what a relationship should be. And yeah, for those of you, I just feel like you might feel really close and like you don't want to look at it, but I feel like you have to kind of confront the fact that it's time for this relationship to burn down, because it's not built on something that will last, I feel like. And if this is how your partner makes you feel, I feel like your partner might be just trying to conquer you and conquer someone else, maybe, with the Two of Swords. Like maybe two-timing, maybe just disloyal with the Queen of Wands. So yeah, there's a few different messages coming through, but I hope you guys know which one is for you. But the main message I'm getting is that you can really get a new beginning, which is much brighter, but it does feel like it's quite a long wait away because of being kind of close to the truth about things. I feel like your intuition is kind of telling you the people who are bad for you, who bring out a bad side in you. And it feels like your heart wants you to kind of burn it down. And it feels like it's time for it to burn down. It feels like it's time for a lot of things to collapse. But you might be kind of closing your eyes to it instead of like tackling the fire, or instead of moving. And yeah, I do feel like you might be like playing with someone and it's like there's a whole fire behind you, like there's this whole big issue going on. And you're like toying with someone, or like toying with something, and there's something really important going on. There might be like a fire you need to put out, and I feel like it might be like constant fires that starts with something small, like just very small ones, and it turns into a really big one, and you might not notice it because you're too busy with something that's like not important. I'm seeing it could be like a work thing, like there's a really important deadline and it just sneaks up on you because you're playing with things and you're not looking, refusing to look instead of just tackling it and doing it. There's a need to just take it on and confront it and not ignore it, whatever it is. It feels like the longer you ignore it and try and just play and be playful and not take it seriously, it feels like the worse the problems will get, I'm seeing. It feels like in order to stop the fire from being out of control, you need to wrap up the old things and just decide what you're going to start with. And for a lot of you guys, I feel like it's relationships, and for others, I feel like it's work. But there is potential for a lot of things to build up and big fires to start if you just close your eyes to things. See, I was going to say a lot of the secrets I feel like you guys already know. Really. And if you just like hung out for a while, I think you could listen to them. But mainly I just feel like there's people around you who are really bad influence and like really toxic and negative, selfish, spiteful, bitchy, unpleasant, draining. Users, those kind of people, players. And it feels like you have a lot of work to do and you have a lot of things to complete, and it does feel like there's good relationships, but your eyes might be closed to what's good. And some of you guys, you might be chasing after like things that are not good for you, whether it's somebody who doesn't treat you well, or sex, or like material goals. And you might have like a bigger goal that's more passionate to you that you're kind of letting slip by. Something like that. But please take it how it resonates. I do feel like you guys have this new opportunity, a new beginning, which is coming to you. But a lot of things are going to fall down before that happens. And you can avoid things being worse than they need to be. Like things could just be a smaller fire than what they might end up being if you really face things head on and tackle them and be really determined to deal with it, to get on top of it, to handle it. But if you close your eyes and don't make any decision, I feel like the fire will get worse and worse. So don't stay stuck in situations with people who you know are not right for you, with people who you know are not good. and claim your new beginning, guys, because it feels like that's what's destined for you. And it feels like you have the power to overcome what you're going through currently, but all you need to do is just face it head on and confront it and stop looking away. Stop closing your eyes to the truth. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed that group one. I don't want to talk for too long. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you did enjoy this reading, and check out the other content on my channel if you're new here. I make a lot of readings like this, so you might enjoy some of the other content there as well. If you'd like a personal reading, the information is below in the description box, as well as my PayPal information if anyone's feeling really generous. I'd be super grateful. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the Jade. Let's see what cards you have. First of all, you have a song, and your song is Black, Let Her Go. You know you're the main attraction. I can't hit nobody else for the love. I need you for that action. She like who you trying. I ain't the only one that you been eyeing. I'm like, whoa, must be two sides. She love me, now it's time to choose sides. It's a shame, how could I be running game? After all the trials, after everything. Wedding ring, I could change your last name. Interesting. So it could be that for some of you guys you might be like doubting your partner's love, and it feels like you are the only person your partner likes. They're not interested in having sex with anyone else, but they might be kind of doubting whether you love them and not sure whether to commit or not, but they're kind of considering committing, like considering marrying you even. Let's continue. From the in-between tarot, you have the Chariot. The Fool. And the Five of Cups. From the Golden Universal Tarot, you have the King of Cups. And the Four of Swords. From the Urban Tarot, you have the Five of Wands, Strife. From the Neo Tarot, you have the Eight of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles. And then from the Shamanic Healing Oracle, you have Death. Okay, well, I do feel like for some of you guys, I really apologize in advance, but with the Four of Swords and Death, I do feel like if there's somebody who's suffering with a really severe illness, they might not have very long, so it might be best to take this time with them now and say goodbye to them. And that's not for everyone, so please ignore that if you don't have somebody with like a severe illness. But yeah, I am seeing for some of you guys there might be a loss, but more of what I'm seeing is that it's time for a pause in life. With the Seven of Pentacles and the Four of Swords, it really feels like a pause, and for some of you guys that might be due to grief. Maybe some of you guys are currently dealing with a death or a loss of something or somebody. I do feel a strong sense of loss, whether that be for a reason as serious as that or just something like the loss of a job or just a change in life that's upsetting potentially. But it feels more like you guys just want to push forwards, and it's kind of time to chill and take some time to reflect and just nurture what you've already grown and not really strive for so much. I'm feeling with Strife here, it feels like things are tense right now, like I feel like where you are currently. you're feeling tense because you are in the between. You're in between like a pause and a time of moving forwards, and you want to move forwards, but it feels like a stalemate. It feels like a time to come together with people who you love. There's a sense of family coming together despite pain and grief. People coming together to make things better. But maybe somebody feeling overburdened with responsibility and carrying more pain than others. I'm seeing. But I'm also seeing like friction with other people, so that might be why. It's like someone might be carrying too much. But in general, I just feel a sense of being pulled in different directions. Like you want to soar, you want to go, but you're seated. You have to remain seated for now. And you want to leave, but you're trying to like control your impulse to leave. You're trying to control your desires. You're trying to... I feel like you're trying to fly, but you also need to stay grounded. And you trying to control that is kind of difficult right now. And Spirit just wants you to chill more. And it feels like you're really working really hard and like pushing forwards with a lot of force, when it might just be time to sit. It feels like you can make progress even while sitting. It feels like you're kind of preparing instead of struggling and saving your energy for things. Yeah, it does feel like time to choose sides with something, or somebody might be choosing sides. Or like choosing a career path, choosing what to invest your energy in, what's worth your energy and what's not worth your energy. Who's worth your energy, who's not worth your energy. And you might just be bickering and arguing with people right now, and it might not be worth engaging in the arguments. It might be time to just take a rest, take a time out. I do feel for some of you there's someone watching you very closely, wanting marriage with you. But they're not ready, and they're kind of just thinking about it and sitting and waiting and asking for the answers to come to them. And it feels like a lot of things need to end before that could happen. And yeah, you might feel like this person's eyeing other people, and it might be that that's what needs to end. But I don't think they are cheating on you. It says the main attraction. I can't hit nobody else for the love. Or at least they don't love anyone else. But they might still flirt with other people, maybe. Or something like that. They might be kind of testing the waters with other people still. It feels like something's taking off from the ground. And you might have to separate from people a little bit to do that. You might feel a bit crowded by people. You might feel like you're too close to others and you just want some space at this time. Which might be, maybe there's someone who you really do want to be with, but you feel like letting them go because you just want some space. Or maybe your partner. Maybe you feel like your partner wants to let you go, but they just need some space right now. Maybe it'd be good to take a little break so that you guys can miss each other. With the 5 of Cups and 5 of Wands, it feels like changes are coming to your work and also emotions, your relationships. And I would say that work is going to slow down. It's going to be a more restful pace where you can kind of stop and think about things. And I feel like you just have to wait for the right moment with things to move forwards. It's just a case of being patient when you need to be patient, taking the chance to rest, and being ready to move forwards again when the time comes. But I feel like you guys are working on something really amazing, and you're really inspired, and you're really talented, and what you're doing is really great, and it will pay off. You just need to wait, I feel like. And I feel like a lot of you guys have this like new thing that you're working on, and something's coming to an end in order for that to manifest in your life. And I feel like you've been praying for this new thing. And it might be sad to deal with the loss that comes. It might be really difficult to deal with, and I feel like you will need some time to just be and deal with whatever ends, cope with it. and kind of stay on top of things, keep your emotions under control. Despite feeling sad, you're just going to have to like stay on top of your routine. But I think Spirit's blessing you with slowing down your routine to allow you to do that. And you're still able to work on things that you like, but I feel like it's taking away the stressful, conflicting things. And I feel like if somebody does leave your life for a little temporary break right now, it will kind of help. And it's kind of a test of commitment to see if you're both committed or not. But yeah, I do apologise if any of you guys are dealing with loss and having to let people go. It does feel like there could be a breakup or something. And like people arguing and saying goodbye maybe because of arguments and not because of a lack of love. Or maybe somebody's flying away to do something on their own, away from people they love. It does feel like it's just a time to rest and wait and prepare, to be honest with you. And I think things will move forwards again when they're ready, and once you've let go of the things you need to let go. But yeah, some of you guys, I think there's someone who wants to propose, and some of you guys, your partner's not cheating on you. You think they're cheating on you, but they're not. They kind of look at other people, eye other people, maybe dip their toe in the water with other people. But it feels like they don't love anyone else or have sex with anyone else, I would say. But yeah, at the same time, there might be a lot of disappointment and you might feel kind of overburdened by the relationship. I do feel like commitment may come if you wait, for those of you that applies for, but there might just be a lot of arguments right now, and it might be best to take a time out. And yeah, your partner might have other kind of secrets under the water, but at the same time, I feel like they're watching you very closely to kind of see if you're right for commitment, and they're still not really sure. They're testing the waters to see and like preparing to commit or not commit. And I feel like you guys are arguing over that maybe. But yeah, really great reading, guys. I do feel like your work is going to take off. Just be patient. And it feels like things are going to take off really, really quickly. And it's everything that you're dreaming of and manifesting. And things will have to end. But once the things end, I feel like you'll just be really ready to let go of everything you need to let go of to make what you need to make happen. And for right now, it's just time to sit back and reflect and to continue to nurture what you've already got and already created and be ready to move when you need to move again. So I really do apologise if you're dealing with any kind of loss or grief, and I really hope that you have some time to heal and just to be by yourself until things can move forwards for you again. And just stay on top of your own emotions and don't worry about too much else. And it feels like Spirit's giving you a chance to do that with slowing everything else down for you. So I really hope you enjoyed that, guys. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you did. And check out the other content on my channel if you're new here. I make a lot of videos like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you who chose the Moonstone. Let's see what cards you have. First of all, you have a song. And your song is Rick Ross, Gold Roses featuring Drake. She got a thing for Chanel vintage that dropped before she could speak English. Do you love me or love seeking attention? I mean, which one is it? You keep calling me a twin, but twins ain't this different. Mentally, I'm already on next year. That's some 2020 clear vision. You say and let you finish. I ain't trying to hear it. I'm all for spiritual lifting, but I don't fly spirit. In the in-between tarot, you have the Knight of Coins, and the Two of Wands, From the Golden Universal Tarot, you have the Two of Wands again. That's very interesting. And the Fool. From the Urban Tarot, you have the Queen of Cups, the Therapist. From the Neo Tarot, you have the Ace of Swords. Nice, fresh energy for you guys. And the Knight of Cups, wow, and a lot of movement. And then finally from the Shamanic Healing Oracle, you have Transformation. So yeah, it does feel like there's big transformation energy coming in for you guys, and I feel like somebody in your life might be transforming for some of you. I feel like you might receive communication of romance soon, of new opportunities, but it feels like there might be a lot of different opportunities and they're all very fresh. And some of you guys might get infatuated quickly with people, and Spirit's warning against that. Spirit's telling you go slow and steady. If that's you, be more slow, try and get to know people in and out. Don't just trust the outer appearance. I feel like if someone comes to you with love, then you can be very sensitive and caring and open-hearted and talk to them, and if you can't talk to them like that, then they might not be for you. But it feels like a lot of communication is coming in, and it feels like communication is very important. And like I said, moving forwards, mentally I'm already on next year. And it feels like you're not really interested in trying to finish something, is what I'm feeling with the double Two of Wands. Like you're somewhere currently, but you want to be somewhere else. You want something new. And you're trying to decide whether to stay or go. But it does feel like you're mentally already somewhere else. For some of you guys, it might be a relationship where maybe someone feels like you're their twin flame or something, and you don't feel it. And maybe you don't even have the same kind of views as them. Maybe you don't even believe in the same kind of things as them. Like maybe one of you's religious, one of you's not, or maybe one of you's Muslim and one of you's a Hindu, and you just like disagree on a lot of things. And yeah, it's like you're not connected by spirit, is what I'm feeling. If it's a relationship that you're in currently, and you kind of feel like maybe you should be somewhere else, I feel like the maybe you should be somewhere else is spirit. Like this is not your twin if you're feeling that you should be somewhere else. And if you feel like you're super different to them, and like there must be better out there for you, then that's not your twin. Trust me, that's not your twin. I think there's like an over-attachment. This is another secret that I can tell you, is that there's like an over-attachment to twin flame theory in our community, and it's just, not everyone's a twin, guys, and I don't want that to disappoint everyone, because it's kind of easy. Think about it, if you're not a twin flame, it's kind of easier for you. Life is easier for you. But for some of you guys, I do feel like you are twin flames, and it's just that the person you're with is not your twin. And you need to go look somewhere else, and I feel like your soul is telling you that your twin is somewhere else. And then some of you guys, I feel like you don't even believe in twin flames, and your person you're with thinks you're a twin. And maybe you've like convinced yourself that you are, and you don't really believe it. And your own mind is kind of telling you that your heart wants to go somewhere else. And maybe your body is like calling you elsewhere, and you're drawn to other places in your heart of hearts, and it feels like time to transform the situation. And then for others of you, I feel like you think your person's your twin, but maybe your person's looking elsewhere. For other people, they're already on to the next relationship mentally. They maybe already communicate with other people. And I feel like for some of you guys, your partner might come to you and like pour all their problems on you, and then go out to be with other people to have fun and flirt and have nice times. And it feels like they're with you half with you and half elsewhere. If they're your partner, I don't feel like they are your twin. And it feels like relationships might be kind of people who just want attention is what I'm seeing. Or maybe you just want attention. I'm sorry to say that, but some of you guys, you might just like the attention that this person gives you. Maybe they're a player, and maybe they communicate with you a lot and it's just interesting conversation and you really like it. But really, if you think about it, you might see that they're a bit of a player and they're probably elsewhere mentally when they're with you. Or maybe they're messaging you, but like, or maybe you're mentally elsewhere when you're with them. Maybe you have the desire to start talking to other people despite being in this relationship. Or maybe your person can't even communicate well with you. With the before she could speak English, I'm wondering if maybe the person you're with doesn't speak the same language as you, metaphorically or literally. I wonder if you guys just don't communicate well, like maybe you guys are very good at flirting and kind of expressing sexual interest, but maybe there's not really much beyond that. Maybe it just keeps reverting back to that if you try and take it deeper with this person because they're not right for you. They maybe just like attention, maybe they just like handbags and shoes and stuff, maybe they provide that for you and it's nice and you like the attention and you like what they provide for you, but it's not really long-lasting and stable, and that might be what your heart's really longing for. Something more long-lasting and stable. And I feel like for you guys, you have this like work thing that you're working on, which is more important than the temporary relationships. It feels like your work is something that's long-lasting. And I feel like for some of you guys, there's a work partnership that's very important, and that is really good. And it's not like built on anything fake. It feels like you and someone else moving forwards together, planning the next stage of a project together, developing something together, having ideas and sharing them, and like, yeah, helping each other and helping each other figure out ideas, helping each other plan, helping each other to feel better when things don't go to plan. So I feel like those sort of partnerships should be nurtured more, and anything that's kind of just to feel good temporarily should be done away with. And some of you guys, you might benefit from some therapy. Maybe some of you guys are discovering some stuff through therapy that's really mind-blowing, and it's kind of changing the way you see love, the way you see relationships. And yeah, it feels like you're not quite ready to take a step or move right now. With transformation, we see a cocoon. So it's not ready to act now, but you're transforming inside, I feel like. Especially if you are having therapy, or even just giving yourself therapy. But yeah, it feels like a lot of new ideas coming in, and like you might be discovering a lot of truth about things, which change how you feel, make you want to act on your feelings more. Maybe you're more connected with your feelings due to having therapy or something like that. And I do feel like there might be some really great romantic communication coming in. And some of you guys might feel stuck in this relationship that's not really for you, and be very interested in someone else who's not your partner, but feel like you can't act on it. And it feels like your heart does want this new beginning. It feels like it's time to see, just see what the world has to offer you. And I would say team up with people who will be long-term success and not temporary. Yeah, people who just call you for attention, who only like you for attention and not for you. But people who really love you and are there for you and help you to see a different way of life, those people are for you. those people can really help you to move forwards and create something solid, whether it be work or love. People who you can trust to catch you if you fall. People who you know you can like pass the ball to and they'll continue. You won't have to worry about them dropping it if you hand them something. Those kind of people are good for you. But charmers, people who are all talk, you need some backing. You need to see backing behind it before you trust it. There's definitely opportunities out there that I feel like you guys would love to explore. And I think it's important for you to explore. Especially if you are questioning, like, is this really my twin flame? Is this my person? I think it's time for you to look out there and see if your heart's calling you to do that. Because Spirit wants you to do that. And it feels like there's some really great opportunities out there for you. So yeah, really great reading, guys. I feel like overall work seems to be going really well, and I feel like you've got plans that will take you really far. It feels like you're already looking through to the next stage of life, and that's really great with regards to work. And also with relationships, I feel like a lot of you guys are in a wrong for you relationship where you and your partner are incompatible on a spiritual and emotional level, and it's like just physical with you guys. I'm seeing like maybe your partner's elsewhere, interested in other people, just kind of charming you. And maybe you kind of are interested in other people too. And it feels like time to build something more long-lasting and to really follow where your intuition takes you and where your desires take you. Just explore right now, because I do feel like you guys are kind of cocooned, but it will almost be time to do something new. It feels like there's a lot of potential. So I just feel like you need to decide who is loving you, who just wants attention, and where you want to be. And that's literally it, guys. And I feel like your feelings are what will take you there, and your ideas. So really great reading, group 3. I hope you enjoyed that. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you did enjoy this. And check out the other content on my channel if you're new here. I make a lot of readings like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the Quartz. Let's see what cards you have. First of all, you have a song, and your song is 112, Say Yes. Girl, you had my attention from the first time I laid eyes on you. And ever since that moment, I wanted to be the one for you. And I know it's hard, 'cause you've been scarred, but baby, let me heal that wound. And I know that you've heard all of this before, but there's a different man at your door. Why don't we just run away? Can we take a trip, leave today? From the in-between tarot, you have the Knight of Swords and the Wheel. From the Golden Universal Tarot, you have the Moon and the Devil. From the Urban Tarot, you have the Empress. From the Neo Tarot, you have Justice and the Three of Cups. Then from the Shamanic Healing Oracle, you have Discernment. Very interesting. I feel like you guys might get an opportunity which you'll have to think about it a lot and like discern whether it's for you, but it will be something which comes up very quickly, and it will be very quickly communicated to you, and I feel like it would be very passionate and very tempting, and that might lead you to think that it's not trustworthy. I'm seeing you might be very anxious about whether you can trust it or not because of how fast that it moves forwards. But it feels like it's very right, with justice being here, and this Wheel of Fortune is the in-between tarot. The cards are all in between the previous and the next kind of thing. So this is in between the Wheel of Justice, the Wheel of Fortune and Justice. So it's like the Wheel of Justice, as I accidentally said. So you have double justice to me, and even though the Devil's here, I'm not feeling like a bad vibe from it. I'm feeling like a very strong temptation. And I'm feeling a really amazing relationship coming in. And it feels like, I feel like for a lot of you, I feel like this is kind of a new thing, but it's someone you've known before. And when I say you've known them, I don't think you've been with them. I think this person's just been watching you. Girl, you have my attention from the first time I laid eyes on you. And ever since that moment, I wanted to be the one for you. And also, I know it's hard because you've been scarred. I think this person knows you, like, quite well. Like, there might be somebody who... I feel like somebody who maybe is like an old friend, and maybe you guys will just meet each other at divine timing or something, like some kind of reunion, maybe, is what I'm feeling. Like maybe someone from school, and you go to like a school reunion and you see this person again and they're really attractive and you just feel this chemistry. And what I'm feeling like as more specifics, I'm feeling like someone invites you away and like wants to be with you and says like, run away with me, marry me, let's go away together. Maybe it's someone who lives far away and you're visiting them, or they're visiting you, or visiting town. And you'll have to like really, really look and see if you can trust this. But I feel like your intuition will tell you whether it's just temptation or whether this is really happy. But with Justice here, I feel like things will go as they should. And with the Empress here, I feel like this could lead to pregnancy for some of you guys. Maybe for some of you guys, you meet someone and you're really attracted to them. Maybe you get physical quickly and it leads to pregnancy. And then you'll have to have a decision about whether to go with them or not. But it really feels like a lot of happiness in this situation. I'm seeing there could be an opportunity to go away with friends as well. And it will be really short notice. And I feel like you have to again discern if it's right for you to go. And it might cause a lot of stress. It might cause you to be rushed off your feet and not know if it's right. But it feels like a very fated opportunity. And it feels like you're kind of... Some of you guys might already be getting messages about this and kind of predicting it and having dreams about this person and this thing, maybe. And I feel like the way you're positioned currently, I feel like you're looking towards what's good. You're focused on what's good, and I feel like you're leaving the bad behind. And I feel like because of that vibration that you're on, you are unlikely to be given this amazing opportunity that turns out to be bad. It feels like this is justice for all the times that's happened for you before. Let me heal that wound. I know you've heard all of this before, but there's a different man at your door. So I do feel like for most of you, this is someone very different. Someone very different. And it could be that you go away with friends and meet this person or something. Or it could just be that you meet this person with friends, or maybe this person is your friend, and then you bump into them and it's different somehow. For some reason. There's just like this connection, this chemistry, this undeniable chemistry, maybe a psychic connection, spiritual connection. And I feel like the communication will be very quick. And this person they're really interested in you. And they will be interested in you from the first time they see you, as soon as they see you. They'll be really consistent with you from the first time that they see you. If you have a partner, I feel like your partner has liked you ever since the first time they saw you. And they'll want to be with you forever. And they want to like heal your wounds and have a baby with you, I feel like. Develop the relationship forwards. Make it right with you two. To move things forwards. And that will involve a lot of communication fast, which I feel like will be very stressful for them. They might be anxious about doing that. They might feel stuck and not really know what to do. But yeah, I'm feeling a lot of problems can be... I feel like a lot of problems can be tackled very quickly for you guys, and they will be. I feel like communication's coming in very fast, which will really like crack your problems, I'm seeing. And really allow things to move. And things will feel more fair and just, I'm seeing. It seems like things in your life are balancing out, which will allow you to move forwards more. And also at the same time, I feel like moving forwards will balance things more. There's an energy of cycles, so I feel like things are coming full circle with things in your life. And for most of you, it feels like coming out of really bad times and into better times. And I feel like that's because you are discerning. You are good at reading things. You are intuitive. You can spot bad people. I feel like you know when someone's draining and when someone's nurturing, when someone's poison and when someone's food. And this person, or new friends, or whatever opportunities that are coming in for you, I feel like they will feel like food. And you've had the poison before and you know what that feels like, and it's not this. So you'll look and you'll realise that you can trust this and that it's right for you. And I feel like you do have a chance to celebrate and just enjoy yourself more in life. And yeah, I do feel like pregnancy is coming for a lot of you guys. I do feel like new female friends. Maybe one of your female friends is pregnant. Your sister could be pregnant. And yeah, you could be aware of secrets already. I feel like if you are in a toxic relationship and this just doesn't sound right, I feel like you already know that, and you don't need this reading to tell you that. So please don't get mad at me if that is you and the reading's not told you what you already know, because it's what secrets I can tell you. So the secret would be that this happiness doesn't lie with your toxic partner, and you already know that intuitively, and you just need to trust your own judgment with discernment here. But I feel like the secret for most of you guys is that you're getting your justice, you're getting your fairness, things will be moving forwards for you, and it's fate. And I feel like, if anything, you just need to dominate your thoughts and communicate with people and think about what it is that you want and what bad looks like versus good in your life. And I feel like there's the truth coming out about anything. Yeah, I feel like anything that you didn't know the truth about, you will get communication, like actual communication and proof and facts and evidence. So like, I don't really feel like I need to go in too much more detail with this reading, to be honest. I feel like I've been talking for long enough already. So I'm going to leave it there, but I really hope you enjoyed that, guys. This is a really, really nice one. So I hope you did, and I hope whenever this relationship comes in, or this opportunity, or whatever it is, and I do feel like a surprise trip away for a lot of you guys, I think you will know if you need to take it or if it's not for you. But for most of you, I feel like it's really good and you should enjoy it. So congratulations. If that's you, I really, really, really hope you do enjoy it. And also, yeah, if someone asks you something, I feel like you should say yes, especially marriage. as long as it's not a toxic person, and you'll know if they're toxic, like I said. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this reading, guys. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you did. And check out the other content on my channel if you're new here. I make a lot of readings like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the Kunzite. Let's see what cards you have. First of all, you have a song, and your song is December, Here With Me, My Boo. You got that stuff you can't find in the club, so be my number one. I can never get enough. Can never get enough. I can't imagine what the sky gonna do. Heaven lost a real fine angel. God thought about me when he made you. Got hit fast till you come through. Promise I ain't here to waste no one's time. Here to be the only one on your mind. Don't worry about him. He'll be fine. You ain't gotta ask, girl. You know why. In the in-between tarot, you have the Queen of Wands, and the Tower. From the Golden Universal Tarot, you have the Six of Pentacles, and the Five of Wands. From the Urban Tarot, you have the Fool. From the Neo Tarot, you have the Nine of Wands and the King of Wands. And from the Shamanic Healing Oracle, you have Anger. Well, there does seem to be like this current of anger under the surface with all these wands. And yeah, it feels like there might be some arguments, maybe. And I'm feeling the energy of like a separated couple. But it feels like you guys... It feels like you guys are actually quite good together, and it feels like the other person does really like you. They really think you're special. They think you're something they wouldn't find very often, I feel like, if you're dealing with somebody, but maybe a bit mad at them right now. But with these King and Queen being here, it does feel like an equal match. And you guys might be arguing right now. But I'm also, having said that, I'm also feeling the energy of heavy competition. And I'm also seeing like the energy of someone like searching their partner's computer and like finding out information or something like that. Looking through a phone, finding information. I feel like if that's the case, you'll find someone better. And you need to not worry about your ex and just move on. Because maybe your ex is like playing on your heartstrings and it's time to move on. I'm getting really good energy from this tower, and I feel like it might be shocking at first, but it really does feel like it's lighting the way forwards. With the in-between tarot, all the scenes are in between one card and the next. So this is in between the tower and the star. So it really does feel like after everything's ended and you're kind of seeing a new light. So I do feel like there's a new light, but I am seeing competition and potential for two timing or too many people in the situation. Third party situations, things like that might be going on. But having said that, I also feel like for some of you guys, I feel like you've just been single and alone for a long time. And there's somebody really great, who's like a really great partner, coming in. But you might still be frustrated from your past. And maybe this person's kind of frustrated because they've been like looking really hard to find somebody. And they're really happy to find you. And it will be like mind-blowing for them if that's the case. I am seeing fresh opportunities coming in, and it's coming from like a time of stress and difficulty and anger, I feel like. But it does feel like there's some anger to deal with. I don't know if it's you guys. Maybe you guys sometimes blow up your own situation with anger. It might not be a bad thing. I'm not saying it's necessarily a bad thing. Like if you are dealing with someone who's cheating on you, it's not a bad thing to be angry and blow that up. But for some of you, maybe there's just stressful situations, maybe with regards to work. Maybe it's just work's a bit irritating. And instead of finding the light, maybe you kind of blow up the situation and leave and try and find something new. And I feel like if you stuck it out, you would become the master. That's not for everyone. It might be that someone you're dealing with does have some anger issues. Or maybe, yeah, you could be dealing with anger issues. It feels like there's a lot of frustrations happening. Some of you, there could be frustrations because maybe you're waiting around for somebody and they're with a lot of other people. And maybe they're telling you that you've got everything that they want, but actually they are seeking a lot from other people as well. But I do feel like there's someone better for you. There is someone who will genuinely really love you and not be able to get enough of you for the rest of their life, kind of thing. And they're not here to waste your time. Sorry guys, my video cut out, but I was saying there might be someone around you who's getting into fights with people and arguing and angry, maybe because they feel like they don't have enough. Maybe they're not getting what they need and they're getting into fights with people over it and kind of messing up their situation and like walking out on it. But yeah, I'm also seeing the energy of like someone taking from one place to give to another place, kind of thing. Or somebody whose attention's kind of in two places or multiple places at once, which might be causing anger. And I feel like there's a need to wait for someone better, if that's the case. If that's like your partner or something. It feels like there's a lot of shocking things and a lot of big changes coming up, and the changes might be to do with work for some of you guys, and it might make you angry at first, but I feel like if you wait the situation out, something better will come along. A new opportunity where you can rise to a higher level and relax more, I feel like. Have a more senior position that allows you to do less hard work but get more money, kind of thing. I feel like your anger's motivating you, and other people's anger around you is motivating them. There might be conflict and you might be the mediator. It might need mediation. Yeah, I'm seeing like conflict will be resolved, maybe with assistance. Maybe someone else can come in and figure out how to balance out any problems, how to resolve things, what's fair. There's a focus on fairness when it comes to arguments, what's fair, and having to kind of resolve anger to focus on fairness, I feel like. And having to stick things out, I'm seeing more. If you want success. But I do feel like for some of you guys, some of you guys feel really alone and you can't see that there's someone coming in who really loves you. So I feel like you have been really stressed and angry, and maybe work's really bothering you, maybe other people around you are bothering you. I feel like for a lot of you, there's a lot of competition for you. And you need to kind of look past appearances and look at character rather than appearances. Because you might feel confused, and you might have had people in the past who have lied to you and cheated and made you angry, and it might have really shocked you to find out the truth. And you might not want to take a risk on someone new. So I feel like it's good to look at character and good to see if they're meeting your needs or not. or if it's just stress, and if it feels like just a game to them. But yeah, someone might be dealing with a player and I feel like it will be revealed to you. And for some of you, it could be through like social media or the internet. Someone phoning you or messaging you, something like that. And I feel like it will make you sad, but it will kind of blow things up in a way that leads to more hope and more opportunity. And I feel like things will take a while and you'll feel frustrated, but it's leading to more success and more confidence and more competence and reaching a much higher level. It feels like you'll soon be looking down on where you used to be and thinking, oh wow, I can't believe that I was involving myself in those kind of situations and accepting less than what I deserved. And I do feel like for some of you guys, it's your anger that's fueling you. But yeah, there might be people around you fighting. For some of you, there could be people fighting over you, or like, yeah, competition for you rather than your partner being trying to get with other people, or competition for your partner, or something like that. It could be other people for you. I'm also seeing divorce for some people, like there could be a messy divorce going on around you that you're going to find out about, and it could be really shocking to you to find out. And maybe somebody's left for somebody else. But if that's the case, I feel like for most of you, the other person's kind of offering more. But yeah, that's not for everyone, that's really specific. I think that's pretty much all I have for you. It looks like there's a lot that's going to come out to you guys, and I don't think you should be scared of it at all, even though it might make you angry at first. It feels like it will be very shocking and mind-blowing. But I feel like it will allow for new opportunities. It will bring an end to things that have felt unfair and stressful and incomplete. And you'll feel like you've reached a higher level of confidence and competence as a result. So yeah, just try and be fair with everyone. And yeah, if you do have anger issues, just maybe take some time alone to deal with that, and then try to look in a fair way at situations and calm down before you react, or like try to not be involved with so many people, I feel like. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed that, guys. I don't want to talk for too long. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and check out the other content on my channel if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the Amethyst. Let's see what cards you have. First of all, you have a song, and your song is J. Cole, Kevin's Heart. She my number one, I don't need nothing on the side. Said that I was done for good and don't want no more lies. But my phone be blowing up temptations on my line. I stare at the screen a while before I press decline. But she plants a seed and it still lingers in my mind. Told myself I'm strong enough to shake it and I'm trying. But I'm only human, I know loving you's a crime. If I take this cookie now, one day I'll do the time. From the in-between tarot, you have the Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Coins. Interesting. Double nine. And then the Lovers. From the Golden Universal Tarot, you have the Two of Pentacles. The Ten of Swords. Yikes. Sorry guys in advance. And the Tower. Wow. Yeah, that's real nice. Real nice. Sorry in advance, guys. This reading's going to be quite unpleasant to hear. If you're not ready to hear unpleasant things, please click away. Hopefully it won't all be, but it's already kind of sad and angry for me. From the Urban Tarot, you have the Knight of Swords, the Game Master. Yeah. Then from the Neo Tarot, you have the Nine of Cups. Okay, a third nine. Very interesting. The Tower again. Oh my god. Double Tower, guys. Wow. Wow. And then from the Shamanic Healing Oracle, you have Ancient Wisdom. Well, guys, yeah, I have to say with the Tower, it feels like you're in for a lot of shocks. It really does. It feels like a lot of things are changing, and not in a good way, I want to say. I can't sugarcoat. Double Tower, Ten of Swords, Nine of Swords. The Game Master. This evil-looking Lover's card. It just... With the song as well. I mean, please, if you haven't heard the song, I'm sure most of you have, but if you haven't, go listen to the song. But it feels like if you've got a partner, it feels like they are very tempted to cheat, and maybe they do sometimes cheat, and I feel like a lot of that is going to come out, and it's going to be very difficult to hear, and to take, and to cope with, and to recover from. You might be dealing with a player and not know it. You might be dealing with someone who's just juggling, keeping their options open, manipulating. And it feels like that's coming to an end. It feels like that's just going to fall down. And it is going to be really painful. And I almost feel like there's like two sets of shocks. There's like this one, well, almost more than two sets of shocks. There's like a lot of shocks coming for you guys, I feel like. But I do feel like you're very able to slay your own demons and get through this, no matter what happens. And I feel like things are not as bad as they're gonna seem. Like, even after you hear this reading, I feel like things will not be as bad as this reading makes them seem. And like you're currently probably thinking things are. But I do feel like maybe you're with someone who's very selfish, with the Nine of Coins being here. And there's a lot of nines. And 9 is just a very self-focused number. And then the song is about cheating, and then we have the Two of Pentacles. The lovers can quite often be cheating. And then this Knight of Swords, just super manipulative. Game Master, he's even called the Game Master. So I do feel like for some of you guys, especially if your partner's a male, I feel like he might have like loads of women who he's around all the time. And he's just like constantly tempted to cheat. And like weighing it up and debating, should I, shouldn't I? Maybe, just kind of playing, juggling. Maybe he's just playing with you. But I feel like for most of you, this person who's your partner does love you. She's my number one. I don't need nothing on the side. But they seem just tempted. But for others of you, I feel like they are a player. And that might be what they say to you when they're caught out. Like, oh, I'm done for good. No more lies. And then they're back to the cheating. But if that is the cycle that's coming to an end, like it's really, really ending, you won't be able to go back to it. It's going to be such a dead end that you can't go back. But like I said, for some of you guys, I feel like it's a lot of shocks, like a series of shocks that are going to happen. And I feel like it starts out with this relationship that falls apart, where somebody's unfaithful, or just at least not very good at staying faithful and kind of umming and ahhing about whether or not to be faithful, and maybe manipulative. And it does feel like the relationship's quite toxic, and like it's mainly lust driven, and there might be a child involved. And you might be weighing up what to do about the child, like who to have custody of the child. And yeah, I'm seeing that there's a big ending coming up. No matter what the situation, it doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be a relationship. It could just be... It could be a job, it could be anything. It could be a state of mind. But it does feel like there's a very big forced ending, I want to say. Like this ending's forced on you, and it will be welcome because it will help you to change your negative thinking and help you to transform your life into more of what you want. And that will be the final shock, which I'm just going to spoil to you now to just kind of break up the unhappiness a little bit. Like at the end of this troubling time, you do get everything that you want. But things will be so difficult before you get everything you want that it will be a huge shock when it does come, I'm seeing. I'm seeing there might be someone kind of escaping blame for something, I'm seeing. And yeah, it could be like a cheating partner who's constantly like manipulating their way out of blame. And I kind of feel like you'll kind of get enough proof of their cheating to actually leave and not want their lies anymore. But it will be really painful getting to that state, like you'll have to keep going through it. But yeah, it does feel like any situations with juggling, so if it's you juggling, if it's you cheating on your partner, you trying to have multiple people, that's going to come crashing down around you. That is going to collapse. Your whole situation is going to collapse. And for some of you guys, like say you do live with your partner, that would be more significant for you. Because it's the home, it's everything that's going to change. And if you have been cheating, your partner might like kick you out of the home. You might be really complacent and thinking that you're tricking them. But they might know. And they might have come up with like a plan to expose you, potentially. If that's you, that's really specific, I'm sorry. It does feel like there's like double shock and very strong ending coming in to something. And it seems like something where it was a situation of juggling and a situation that was toxic and a situation where someone was very selfish. And I do feel like there's a lot of wisdom to be gained, but I also feel like you guys have a lot of wisdom already and you might have some idea of what these big shocks and endings are. And some of them might be global, they might not just be for you in your life, they might be bigger things. There might be really difficult things happening in the world that might make it difficult for you. I'm seeing. And I do feel like there's decisions being made that might affect you, that might cause an ending for you. And maybe your decisions will cause an ending for someone else. Or maybe there's an ending that's affecting a decision. And yeah, there could be like a relationship with a child. And there could be like some kind of people joining together to overthrow negative forces. Coming soon. But it's like secret right now and it's being planned in a very strategic way to create like a big change, a big ending, a huge transformation that will bring more of what people want. That's the takeaway I want you to finish with, guys, is just that know that at the end of all these horrible shocks and transformations, things will be better for you. But I know it's going to be really painful, and I feel like for a lot of you guys, everything you think that is nice, everything you think is good, everything you think you know might be wrong. And it might come crumbling down. And you might have to find new things to enjoy from a place of feeling very, very unhappy. But I feel like it will be a blessing and it's got more abundance this next chapter of your life as a result. So you might lose everything you love, you might lose everyone you love, you might move far away, everything in your life might transform. But from that, you will regrow with something much more abundant, and anything that does fall down, anything that ends, was not meant for you. It was not built on stable foundation in the first place. It was not built to last. And I feel like you want to build something to last now. Once this collapses, whatever this is, or something will be built to last in the future is what I'm seeing. So I really hope you enjoyed that group 6. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And check out the other content on my channel if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.